Now that you have defeated the rescue and rescued Kyrie, obtain the alternate warp drive feature for the gummy ship, get Oathkeeper, and then talk to Sid and purchase more gummies, including Thunder, Shield 2, Haste 2, and the pallet and spray gummies. Now we can make a gummy ship that is customary to your liking. I like to make TIE fighters because I like Star Wars and it has a very nice touch to it. This is optional, of course. However, if you are playing on Proud Mode, it will make your life a lot easier.
I want to
Be the very
best, like
no one ever was.
to catch them,
Was my
Real test.
to train them,
was my
cause
I will travel across and
Now, I would put a shield on, but TIE fighters are very easy to destroy, and so I figured because I can't paint the shield gummy, I will just not put one on. But I think it looks very nice, all things considered. Fly back to Hollow Bastion, put beasts in your party. By this point you should have obtained all of the Trinities, if that is something you are trying to do. Go to the library and get the Divine Rose Keyblade from Bell. You will use this Keyblade for the rest of the game if you opt not to get harder to obtain Keyblades. Get Oblivion and the last 3 Dalmatians from the area where you fought against Riku. Defeat the Behemoth, talk to Leon and Yuffie and Aerith, and then lock the keyhole for Hollow Bastion. Fly to the end of the world and proceed with the story. Only 3 fights are required before you get to the dark area. For the Chernobog fight, land on the Chernobog shoulder or down below on the volcano. This will enable you to summon, which is normally otherwise not allowed while you are flying. This will give you auto life though when you summon Tinkerbell, and you can land on either the Chernobog's shoulder or the volcano to give you a chance to summon. Use arrow as needed, and this will give you extra defense, but you shouldn't need it that badly because you should already have Second Chance, Leaf Bracer, and Cura by now. If you decide to talk to Aerith in the library after locking the keyhole, she will give you Cura again. This will make the fight very trivial. As you can see here on Proud Mode, I have very minimal problems on my first try. Continue fighting, and after you defeat, get the Super Glide ability. At this point, I take the time to defeat the Phantom, Kurtziza, Xemnas, Sephiroth, the Ice and Rock Titans, and Hades. All of these are optional, but if you decide to get Ultima Weapon, which is not part of this challenge, it will make life a little bit easier. If you have many ethers and elixirs, equip them now. Donald is actually more of a nuisance in this fight because it makes it more difficult to control if the Phantom can be attacked properly. Occasionally he will attack, and he is a little bit weaker than Peter Pan and Goofy. Most people will fight this fight with Donald, and personally it's probably easier. I prefer not to though, just because it makes it a little bit more of a challenge. But do note that the higher the MP count, the stronger your magic is. So if you're going to bring Donald, give him as much MP as possible. For the Hades Cup, it's kind of a joke. You shouldn't have any problems between the 49th and the 30th seeds. A few times through I have lost to Cerberus at the 30th seed. Just be careful and use arrow as needed. Heal often, and don't waste your MP if you don't have to. And you should be able to get to Cloud and Leon just fine. Once you get to Cloud and Leon, do the same thing, but focus on one person. With Hades, really it's the same thing. There are a few spots that you can avoid his fiery attacks with his arms. I find that if you just super glide, it's a little bit easier to avoid his attacks. But don't be 12 years old and use fire on him, because it's just going to heal him, and you should get by him just fine. If you decide to fight Zisa or Sephiroth, just know that you should probably have a lot of health and a lot of elixirs for both fights, honestly, and a lot of magic. It took me approximately 3 times, I think, to fight Sephiroth. I do believe he is a lot harder in this game than he is in the other games. So, as you can see here, I did die. But I'm also fighting him at a level probably in the 60s. If you want to fight him and you don't want to have any problems, I would just wait until you get to maybe level 75 or 80. But ultimately, he is not required. If you're trying to get the Ansem reports as well as all of the Keyblades, he will be required. But this is just me messing around more than it is doing anything productive. The fight against Xemnas is very much the same. One thing I would consider, though, is everything that I've been able to do much more comfortably at this point in the game can be traced back to the very little TLC I did at the beginning. By getting this shield, by allowing myself to have second chance in Leaf Bracer, I have saved myself a lot of headaches. Right now, when I'm about to fight Ansem, I would be having a very difficult time, because if I had picked the staff, I still would not have second chance. And so that's just something to consider. After and before you fight the dark side, make sure you reload up on potions, because this will be your last opportunity. Now, I did lose quite a bit of footage for internet reasons, but I will say that this should make the game a lot easier and a lot more fun, in my opinion. Let me know the next time you play if you try this and what you did different. Thank you so much, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day.